Okay, so in this example, we want to look at its particular style of home, and that home is the single-family detached home. Now, we're not talking about the properties that have attached garages. Okay, we want to limit our comparison. And the reason is attached garage has something that this particular style home doesn't have, and that's land. So typically, builders build these homes because they build them on narrower lots. Okay, so if we and that's what reduces the price is the land cost involved in this purchase. We're only looking at two-story homes, and we're looking at them built between 1990 and 2021. We didn't want to include any new properties because that might skew our results quite a bit as far as the resale market. And of course, the new properties are building at higher prices even now because of building costs and so forth. So we're also looking at, we didn't want to include any that had an unfinished basement. The reason is because the statistic is higher for finished. Um, and so that means that it'll be a better example. The higher the numbers of property sales, the better our statistic is, and the more accurate it is. So, and the more accuracy in this is that we're not including all different types of properties in all years. Now, we know that the most popular the square footage range is 1100 to 1500. We wanted to make sure that we kept that into our search because we want to keep our limit our comparison here. And so we've only we're going to look at this as far as what the sales have been going back. The last April, May, June will give us our kind of our benchmark to find out where we've been at, and we've been at 484,000 for that at 101% of asking price in in April, May, June of this year, and before in 2022. We sold 162 properties in the city in that particular demographic in those 3 months. And so when we look at the amount of sold properties in July, that was 38, and that was 481. So really, the price there is was pretty constant. I wouldn't say that's even a change. The number of days on market is 19 opposed to 25. And when we look at what was sold in August, it was 24, so slightly less properties, and 29 days on market. That's, in my view, not a change, although it's trending that it's going up. And the property was 449, so that tells us that's quite a big drop. So we dropped quite a bit for August, and that could be the demographic of properties. But it looks like the square footage seems to be the same, so not a big change there. And now let's look at the last 30 days. And now that includes part of August, and that's 449. So the prices did drop a little bit for buyers, which is fairly optimistic for if you're a buyer looking. But let's look at the amount of active listings. So look, our current inventory is, so in the last 30 days, we're at 449. What's our current inventory looking like? 503,000 is our asking average. Quite a bit more, okay, for active listings. And 33 days on market, the same as it was before. Well, of course, I guess that wouldn't change because it's basic. That's the average days they're on market currently. So the new inventory seems to be, and look at our disparity on our sales. So 479 to 449. That means that sellers are asking even more money. And one of our problems, I can't stress this enough for buyers, is that usually in a market that's bad, if the interest rates were causing us an issue right now in a market that's bad, what we see happening is the inventory going up, meaning that how many properties we have for buyers. We only got 30 in that price range, and we don't have days on market climbing, which means that we don't have enough properties for buyers. So the market, I know that some people are predicting that interest rates will cause the prices to go down, but it doesn't seem like that's the trend as of now. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Only because if we only have a little bit more than a month's supply of property, that means we don't have enough property for buyers, and the days on market isn't creeping up, which it should. In times when the market was really bad in Calgary, I can tell you that I could take out the average buyer, I could show them, 10 properties in an afternoon, and then we could wait about a week and go look at the best three again and then make an offer. Right now, the way the market is, we're showing one property, two properties at a time, and then there may be competing offers on it. And that's happening still, even in September. So it tells you that our biggest issue here is really inventory. Just we don't have enough property. And the sellers are able to ask a little bit more each month. Now, if you're waiting this out, I don't know what's going to change. It doesn't seem to be that what usually creates our new inventory is usually builders. Builders usually can build properties, and that increases, and that in a way suppresses the price. But in this case, it's not suppressing the price because builders and developers can't build for less than they did last year. So fuel costs, transportation costs, getting materials, paying labor, and getting enough people to build properties, and then having the developments ready to build is our limited supply. And this is where our problem really exists. And so if you can tell me that interest rates are going to ultimately drop the price, I don't know where our inventory is going to come from, because this is about supply and demand. If we have demand and we don't have enough supply, I can't see how this is going to change. Now, everybody has to live somewhere. And so for the people who can't buy in this market with the interest rates where they're at, the problem may be for them is that renting, as the increased interest rates may go up, the landlord's going to have to ask more money, which is even making it more compelling if you can buy to buy, only because it won't be cheaper to live paying someone else to live in their property, especially with the fact that the market is so good for rental. I mean, when they raise interest rates, it turns owners into, well, it doesn't turn owners, it turns people who would have bought now into renters. And that's a sad reality. And most people think, well, I'll have an opportunity to buy if the market goes down, but really, it doesn't look like it's going to get pushed down unless we figure out where we're going to get property from. So in markets where I've seen the interest rates really low, it turned renters into owners. In this case, the rental market's going to have a lot of pressure on it if people can't own houses. If you're ready to search for homes right now, just click on the link in the description below. Or if you would like to know more about home prices in a particular segment, maybe you're interested in apartments or townhomes, or whether or not a finished basement is worth more than an unfinished basement and how much, the difference between the prices of walkout basements. I'm doing all kinds of videos on an ongoing basis. And if you've got a specific need, you can always shoot me an email or send me a message to the website, give me a phone call. I'd be happy to do a video on your particular home. If you're a seller or you're a buyer that wants to know the value of a property, I can certainly analyze it right here and give you a video report online. Thanks so much and have a great day.